Okay, today we're going to be working with some circle graphs and practicing for the aims. We can read circle graphs and we can find a lot of different information from them. Couple of things to remember. All the parts or the slices of a circle graph will add up to 100%. So the first thing you should always do is add up all the various pieces to make sure you do get 100%. We also have to remember how to write a percent as a decimal. Remember, when we have a percent, we move the decimal 2 times to the left to make a decimal. We're going to need that when we have to find out specific questions from a graph. So let's look at a sample graph that we'll probably see in some of the problems here today. Now this is a graph that talks about 6th graders, and there are 25 6th graders. That 25 is going to be important for our next question. That were surveyed about their favorite type of music. The results are shown in the circle graph below. So you can look at the various percentages. Hip hop is 12%, rap is 32%, alternative is 24%, popular music is 16%, and rock is 16%. Now looking at that graph, just by looking at the size of the slices, you should be able to figure out what was the most popular. And that's our first question here on the lower left. What type of music was chosen the most by these 6th graders? And the answer would be rap. We could also ask what would be the least favorite music. And again, looking at the graph, 12% of the students said hip hop. That's one type of question we can be asked about reading circle graphs. The other thing we're going to be doing is working with that percent as a decimal. Look on the right hand side here where it says build a bridge. We're going to use this graph to determine how many more students chose alternative music over popular music. Well, if we look at the graph, alternative music 24%. Popular music had 16%. Step 1, we know there are 25 students. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change that percentage, those percentages into decimal points. Well, again, looking at the right-hand side, alternative music, there were 24% of the students that liked that. There are 25 students times 0.24. That would equal 6 students. Do the mathematics to make sure of that. We're multiplying 0.24 times the total number of students, 25. And we find out that 6 students liked alternative music. For popular music, it was 16%. When we convert that to a decimal, we get decimal 16. Again, we're going to multiply 25 students times decimal 16, and we find out that equals 4 students. Well, if 6 students preferred alternative, and we take away the 4 that preferred popular, then there were 2 more students who preferred alternative music. And that's the question that we see here at the top of the screen, where it asks, how many more students chose alternative music than popular music? So the answer is 2. I want you to go ahead and try to do some of these problems now that you'll see. Replay this video if you have to. But again, remember, we have to use percents to decimals. Make sure you're using a scratch piece of paper. It's a little bit harder than you think if you're trying to do it by your head. So slow down and good luck.